17 years in the NFL. You know, Joey and I were talking about all the injuries in the NFL. San Francisco is just falling apart. Tony Gonzalez in 17 years missed 2 starts, which is maybe it's that Modelo beer. No, that wasn't around when he was playing. He didn't drink beer. The picture of health, Tony Gonzalez is now joining us via the Cowherd Global Satellite Network. Yeah, by the way, I see a lot of guys hurt. Does that mean you played hurt a lot, that you were hurt, you just played through it? Or were you not hurt?
Yeah. No, I was hurt. I was hurt, especially my heart, because we lost a lot. But, I think, here's a stat for most people that know. I think I mentioned this to you before, but 100% injury rate in the NFL. If you step on the field, you're going to have some type of ailment by the time you come off the field. Now you have to play through. Some injuries are more serious than others. Fortunately for myself, I never had that serious injury that put me on IR or anything. So I got lucky.
Yeah. So Kansas City won, but got pushed around. I got to be honest. They were outplayed for most of that game. You tell me what's wrong with Kansas City's offense, because it didn't look very tight.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think maybe this is one of those. First of all, give credit to the San Diego defense. They have some studs, Bosa, Ingram. They got guys that can play. But that offense definitely looked a little out of sync. But the thing about the Chiefs that everybody knows, they're a fast break offense. They will put points up in chunks. If you think they are down and out, you are mistaken, because they will just explode quickly, just like they did at the end of. When I was watching that fourth quarter, I was like, all right, here they come. They're about to heat up. You knew something big's going to happen. Tyreek Hill hits them deep over the top. And you just knew that was coming. And I would anticipate that happening for the rest of the year. You never count this team out.
Yeah. So it's weird. When you play in the NFL, you just take the W's. You don't get picky. You play like crap and win, you're good with it. Yesterday, Atlanta's becoming a football team that even when they play well, they lose. You're a former Falcon. Nothing against Dan Quinn, but I do feel like it's not working. I feel like Matt Patricia in Detroit. It's not working. Dan Quinn's not working. You've been on teams where I imagine at some point as a player, you start wondering, do we have the right management or coach? Do you think Atlanta's there?
You know, I believe, and I think Dan Quinn is a great coach. Took him to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're snake bitten, because like that loss yesterday is one of the worst losses I've ever seen, next to the loss that they had in the Super Bowl, which is the ultimate worst loss in NFL history. Looking at what Dan has done, though, he's switched out the coaches. He's fired the offensive coordinator, fired the defensive coordinator, fired special team coaches since his tenure, since he's been there. And they still keep having losses like this. The defense hasn't looked great since that season that they went to the Super Bowl. So, and I'm sure coach would say that himself. I mean, any head coach in the league worth the salt is going to take up some responsibility and be like, hey, I got to coach it a little bit better. Like at the end of the game, them not recovering that onside kick. I don't know if that was the thing of, okay, we don't know the rules, or the players froze up, or whatever it is. But the buck always stops on the head coach, and he certainly had his chances. But they're running out. I think for sure Mr. Blank's got to be thinking, hey, the same thing that you're thinking, that you have all this talent. Thomas Dimitrov's done a great job bringing in all these players, but for whatever reason, it's still not clicking. But it's only 2 games into it. I still think they are a quality football team, upper echelon team. I hope that they can turn this thing around, because it's still early. I know the 0-2 thing that when they're not going to go that far, they're not going to go to the playoffs now, but not with that offense. They got too much talent. I think they still can be a pretty good football team. By
the way, you and I have both been critical of Cam Newton. Bad mechanics. Is he all in? Well, a little more flair than I'd love, but whatever. Are you surprised it's worked as well as it has so far in New England?
100%. I'm flipping the script here. I was wrong about this. I did not think it was going to go this well. He has absolutely surprised me. My hat's off to Cam. And I'm not going to say I owe him an apology. Because I think we were given that sample size of the last 2 years. He didn't look like that guy from that MVP year. But these first 2 games, him being healthy with Josh McDaniels and Coach Belichick, he looks like that elite quarterback again. You can't tell me. I think right now you've got to put him up there with like Lamar and Kyler and Patrick Mahomes, or at least right below that, because he's back. This man is back. And if right now the New England Patriots, we thought they weren't going to be that good this year. I think they're going to win a lot of football games.
Yeah, I think there's two teams I was wrong on. Minnesota's bad and New England's good, and I think I missed on those. I'll hold my reservation on the Steelers. I can't believe they struggled as much as they did yesterday at home against Denver. So when a quarterback runs, it can be disruptive to a receiver or it can be great to a receiver. So Russell Wilson, 5 different targets, caught a touchdown, 4 games against Belichick. He's won 3, should have won 4, and he's getting better. So when Russell runs around and creates stuff, would you be, because most of the guys you played with were pocket quarterbacks, do you ever wish you could have played with a Russell? What would it have done to your game?
I think we talked about that yesterday on the show. I love playing with a guy like that because, when the pocket does break down, which is inevitable, when he gets out, he's looking to make plays with his legs. He's looking to go deep. That's why I think Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are such a good match, because when he gets around, starts making plays with the legs with an elite receiver, a guy who can catch the ball, he's gonna get open for you. And at the very least, just throw it up in the air. And right now, Russell Wilson is playing the best. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. No doubt about it. He is on fire. He's playing at a different level. They say, let him cook. Well, he's cooking, and he's become a chef. He's Chef Wilson right now, and right now he's clear favorite. This team is going to be really, really good.
Yeah. So here we are, week 2 of the NFL. Do you feel that you know what you are in week 2 of the NFL? Go back to your career, 17 years. You're okay, 2 in, 2 film sessions, 2 games, 150 snaps. Do people know who they are by week 2, or at least have a strong sense of it?
I think you have a strong sense. Absolutely. I think you're about 70%, 75% of the way there of knowing how your season's going to go. As long as everybody stays healthy, which is obviously any team in the NFL. But I remember when I first came to the league, I think it was my second year in the league. There was a guy named Ryan Leaf. This is where I learned my lesson early in my career. Ryan Leaf was playing for the San Diego Chargers, and they started out, I think it was 2-0, and everybody was crowning them. They're going to beat everybody, and then the wheels fell off. So I think for most teams, you get a sense of who you are. But at the same time, just like a team like Atlanta or a team out there who's 2-0, you still never know what's going to happen by the time the season rolls around. But you do have a sense of what direction you're going.
Good stuff. Justin Herbert didn't know he was starting until 5 minutes before the game for the Chargers, and he was very good. Now, you obviously knew you were starting. Did you have butterflies in your first NFL start?
Absolutely. I got butterflies every time I stepped out on that field there. It's the NFL. I couldn't imagine what this kid. Maybe that's the reason he played so well, because he didn't know that he was going to play. And as soon as you get thrown in there, it's like, all right, well, here we go. I like what he did yesterday, man. I think too bad for Tyrod Taylor, because I don't think he'll be taking any more snaps for the rest of the season as long as Herbert stays healthy, because the San Diego Chargers found themselves a star. Now, we'll see, actually. Next week, this is one of those things. I guess it goes back to Ryan Leaf, speaking of the San Diego Chargers, that, you can have that great success early, but we'll see how it goes. But all things point to very, very positively for the San Diego Chargers. This kid played outstanding yesterday.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor, they say, is going to start. That's what the coaching staff says.
Really?
Yeah, I know. That was our reaction, too. Like, really? It seems so obvious. Like, in the NFL, I think you should be able to lose, and I hate to say this, but lose your job to an injury. Like, if you get hurt, the guy comes in and he's better, like, that's professional sports, right? Or do players think that's Bush League, that you can't lose your job to an injury? How did you view that?
Yeah, you can. Especially and I would say that for myself, if I got hurt and the guy came in and played better than me, it's all for the sake of winning. And I think right now you drafted this kid, he's the 6th pick overall in the draft. and he came out and played the way he did. I don't know if I really trust Anthony Lynn to not start him. I would be scratching my head come next Sunday if Herbert isn't starting. And absolutely answer your question. That's just the nature of the beat. That's why I love sports. It's the ultimate equalizer. There's no politics. It's just about who's the best guy for the position, who's going to give us the best chance of winning. No hard feelings. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tyrod Taylor, week 1 against bad Cincinnati defense, struggled. They couldn't move the ball much, and Herbert walked in against the Super Bowl champs and moved it up and down the field. So, I don't know. To me, I want to win games. Who can help me win games? Tony Gonzalez, good talking to you, the Hall of Famer. Thanks, bud.
Good to see you, bro.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.